This is the final video in this series, and we will end with identifying what do you possess. Now, here are a few things you need to consider. You have your knowledge. You have your experience. You have your skills. You have your strengths and your weaknesses, your training and your education, and so on. So, what knowledge do you possess? What makes you stand out? What makes you different with what you know? It's the same thing with your experience. If I compared you to someone else and you both have the same knowledge, experience, and skills, training, and education, what makes you stand out? What makes you different? Like, I can't tell you how many times I struggle with people to get them to see that it's great. It's fantastic. You have a degree, but someone else has the same degree. What makes you different? They say, well, I have this knowledge. Great. But what about that knowledge makes you different? What about it that makes you special? Because like I just said, if I compare you to someone else, knowledge-wise, experience-wise, skills-wise, training and education-wise, you two are equal. Then what's the differentiator? What makes you stand out? Why should an employer pick you and not the other person? That is so critical. And not enough people spend time with themselves assessing what they bring to the table to identify what makes them special. You have to do the work. There's no way to get around it. So, this may, I shouldn't say this, but you may find it difficult to assess yourself, but it would also be extremely difficult to assess, to identify your gifts and your talents. I consider this to be the master key. Why? Why is it the master key? Because it will unlock a vault of things that you can do that's so much better than everyone else. These are things that come easy to you while others struggle to learn it and or do it. You tend to take these things for granted, and yet they continue to serve you well throughout time. You must, I'm going to say this again, you must identify what these are so you can determine how to use them to achieve your goals. Now let's go back. The first thing we talked about is what is success for you. Then we talked about where do you want. Then we talked about who are you. Now we're talking about what do you possess. So you have to put all of this together to achieve your goals. I'm going to say this again. Gifts and talents. That's the master key. It's going to unlock whatever it is you're seeking to achieve. Your gifts and your talents will unlock, will give you access to an arena, to an area that you have not participated in because you did not use the things that come easy to you. I got a whole training on this. I can't go into the details of this because it will take me at least an hour just to break this down by itself. But you have to understand that your gifts and your talents are critical to your success. Critical. It's the master key. I'll make it nice. It's the skeleton key. What allows you to unlock doors that are locked to you right now. It's the nicest way I can put it. So now, let's go through a simple exercise. Simple exercise. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to complicate it. I want you to write down the things you do well without thinking about it. Like, what are the things you do well? Like, you don't even have to think about it. You do it. And you do it so well, people compliment you all the time on it. Okay? Then I want you to write down the questions people tend to ask you. Like, what are the type of questions they ask you? Write those down. Is there a pattern? Like, think about what you do well. That comes easy to you. You don't have to think about it. Look at the questions people tend to ask you. Is there a pattern? Is there a theme? Okay? Is there a theme? Is there a specific topic, subject matter, situation, problem, industry? Like, what is it? Write this stuff down. You don't have to do anything with it yet, but just identifying what it is will help you tremendously. So now, let me give you an example. And I can only use myself because it's easy to talk about me. I know others, but it's just easy to talk about me. So I have this ability to quickly learn and understand new information. It's a gift. I know it's a gift. It's not something I have ever been taught. I was born with it. I've used it over the years. Okay? And it's not something I had to work on. It's not something I had to practice. Like I said, it was just there. Okay, that's important. It was just there. Now, I didn't really know what it was early on in life, but I knew I can always tap into that thing. Like, if someone asked me to do something and I knew I didn't know how to do it, I would say, yeah, I could do that. Just give me a couple hours. And so instinctively, I knew I had something. I couldn't identify what it was until later on, probably in my 20s. But early on, I kept using it. Now, what I did was I used that ability, the ability to learn and understand new information quickly. I applied it to technology. In other words, whenever technology would change, transition, specifically software, I can learn it, understand it, and then I turned around and I began to help people improve their lives and achieve their goals as it related to their personal, professional, and educational pursuits. So what I ended up doing without actually realizing it is this gift that I had of learning new information quickly, being able to apply it quickly and understand it quickly, allowed me to be ahead of everyone else and then turn around and then help them learn the information that I've already learned. And I kept learning. So think of it as steps, right? I'm already on step 10 and you're just starting up the steps. But the thing is, I'm moving at a faster pace than most people because this is my gift. I don't have to take long to learn anything. So while you might get to step 10, I'm already on step 30. Why? Because my gift allows me to adapt and learn things faster and faster. Like, trust me, it's exponential. It's crazy. I can't even explain it. So sometimes you are good at something and you do not desire to use it or pursue what you're gifted at. And that's fine. But here's a catch if you operate in your gift. The gift is the beginning. It's not the end. I always recommend you use the gift or the talent to help you to get to your future goals. What it does is it makes your life easier because you're operating in your gift. It's not necessarily easy, but it's easier because you're doing something that's effortless to you. It doesn't take up a lot of time. You can produce income for yourself with the least amount of friction, propelling you towards your goals. Like, that's something people just do not do, and I don't understand that. Look, you don't have to use your gifts in the way I'm telling you. There are many ways to achieve your goals. However, I figured the path of least resistance might be the better option for you. Why would you want to waste time and put forth a ton of effort when you do not have to? Operate in your gift. Get started. Have success with your gift. And then leverage that. Leverage that to move on. You see people do it all the time. This is why in the previous video, I said you need mentors. Okay? Why do you need mentors? Why? Why is it important? Once you identify what that gift is, okay, let me back it up for a second. Once you know what success is for you, once you know where you want to go, what you want to do, once you know who you are, once you know what you possess, what you bring to the table, once you know what your gifts are, what your talents are, yes, you have more than one, can't touch it, then you need to identify mentors who can help you tap into that gift. Because with their help, you can exponentially speed up the process to achieve your goals. They will provide a roadmap that would help you avoid the common pitfalls while you are playing to your gifts. You will not be good at everything, okay? But you will develop domain expertise, and that's great. Domain expertise, yeah, an area in which you are the expert. Having domain expertise is good, but you also need to surround yourself with people who complement what you bring to the table. I can tell you up front, this is probably where you will face your biggest obstacle. In order for you to reach your goals, you will have to trust people to help you and guide you even when you do not know much about them. It will be scary. Trust me. You will push back. You will reject the help. Trust me, I've done it. You will question everything and doubt everything. Yet in order to grow and develop and to reach your goals, you need to take this step. This is why mentors are so important, because they can refer you to people they have worked with and trust. In essence, you are trusting them, the mentors, to not mislead you, not necessarily the person they referred you to. This doesn't mean you do not vet and check the people out yourself. You still do your homework, as you may see something or catch something that was missed or overlooked. Okay, you still do your homework. But at the beginning of this video, we started with knowing what you possess. It is my hope that you rewatch the 4 videos and you learn something else from it, because there is always something new you can learn based on where you are in your life, in your career. Trust me, you can watch a movie one time and see one thing, watch it the next time and see something completely different that you missed. That's just how life works. You're growing, you're developing, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. So what are the next steps? Well, let's go through the 4 key areas we talked about. What is success to you? Where do you want to go? Who are you? And what do you possess? Now, within those steps, you have a process. You're like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean there's a process? You didn't realize what I was doing in these 4 videos. But I was giving you a process that you can follow. I just gave you the steps, but now let me give you the process. First, identify what is success for you. Write it down and then put it on the refrigerator. This is the process we're going through right now. What is your vision? Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Work backwards to figure out how you can reach it. Keep it broad for now. You can get specific if you want to later, but keep it very broad for now. Identify which of the 6 types of fit are important to you right now. You are born into a family and environment. You do not get to pick it. Identify the parts of your upbringing you want to keep, but lock up the rest. You will need what you locked up later on in life. You might not think you do, but some of it you will need. Trust me. Get help if you need counseling to deal with the past issues and trauma. Get a mentor or mentors. Yes, you will have more than one whom you can talk to help guide you, but they must have experience in your area of expertise, the area that you are pursuing. That's critical. Determine where improvement is needed when it comes to your spiritual, personal, professional, and or educational life. Identify what you possess, what you bring to the table. Focus your time and efforts on your gifts and talents. That's where you're going to see the most success. That's what's going to really help you to stand out from everyone else. Ask for help. Do not take this journey alone. It's difficult enough. Finally, keep pressing forward. Do not give up. I'm telling you, it is worth it. Please, please do not complicate this process. Keep it simple. You have enough going on in your life. Just follow the process. Now, if you want, you can request the Back to Basics Reset checklist. And that checklist is the process I just outlined for you. It's going to help you to remember what you should be focusing on. It's just a simple checklist. And it's going to help you to achieve your goals. Now, if you want that, down below, you can just click the link to get the checklist. You're going to have to submit your email address, and then you immediately get the checklist, download it, and start using it. Once again, I'm always here to help. I got so much content coming your way. The next thing I'm going to post is either going to be the success barriers, or it's probably going to be something related to college and whether college is worth the effort. So, but don't worry. One of those are going to be next, but trust me, if you visit a couple of weeks later, you're probably going to see all of it listed below. So all I can say is you have the 4 steps. You can get access to the process checklist. All you have to do is submit your information below by clicking the link, submit your email address, and within a couple of seconds, you get an email with the download attached. Until next time, you take care, you be safe, and you stay blessed.